Good morning. I'd like to call the September 6th bid board meeting to order. We have acknowledgement of a quorum. First item is approval of minutes from August 2nd.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1, financial report. Jess?
Sure. Financial report I have up here as well as in your packets. But, not really a whole lot different than last time. I did get an update from Rob Steiner. It's the lights and decorations. We still have the encumbered cost for the remote controls to be installed. He said that it looks like they're going to be put in place in the next 2 weeks. So it took quite a bit of time for materials to arrive. But that's looking good. Otherwise, electricity costs are a little bit higher this year, so we'll want to look at that for next year. That's definitely been an increase.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, the 2023 operating plan. I gotta scroll to it.
I think probably the simplest thing to do is to look at page, we have our assessments, which are beginning on page 18 to show what the proposed 2023 assessments are. The rate is still the same at $3 per 1,000 of assessed value. And if you then move to page 21, it shows the list of 2023 projects. I don't know if we can get this up on the screen or not. I can plug into the podium if needed. Let me know. But you will see some differences between 2023 and 2022 on this page for the projects, mainly because of the 2023 road construction project on Main Street. We did a little bit of adjusting in some of the lines. I can bring it down there if you guys want to see it. But I don't know if Mike, you want to talk through those at all?
Yeah, so Jay and Jess and I met. Couple things that changed is more money into the facade grant by about $10,000. The marketing, which we're going to talk about as the next item, but the thought of the marketing was to be helping people get into Main Street, figure out what's going on as far as the keep people coming into the shops and addressing the concerns that we've had with the building owners and the merchants and the service and everything else downtown. And then the other thing is I believe we cut back landscaping costs because we're really not going to be doing much landscaping with gravel. So we cut that back a little bit. There's still going to be some stuff that's going to be there that's going to have to be maintained. We're not exactly sure how much that is or what it's going to be, so we're leaving some in there for that. But also keep in mind that this budget, it's pretty vague in the sense that this goes to council. Council approves it. We can move money from one area to another area. If we get it real specific, then every time we want to make a change, we have to go back to council to get approval. So it's kept vague purposely so that we can control and move the money where we feel fit within these categories.
The money that you're committing for the facade grants, is that going to be specifically for 2023?
Yes.
So they have to get the work done in that calendar year?
Yes.
Okay.
Program says they have to get it done within 12 months of awarding. So like this last round, we awarded in the spring, so they have some time to get their work completed.
But they have to submit for it in 2023.
Yep. Yeah.
Jess, says the property value's been updated? Are these the current, or are these the updated from this year?
So these are as of January 1st, 2022, which is what we always base them off of for each year.
So this is current.
Okay, so we're a year behind on valuation.
Yep, we use the 2022 values to determine the 23 assessments. Yep. It's almost exactly the same as last year. It's just slightly different. We do look for it maybe to change next year.
Then if you also look at item 3 in here, there's a request or we had a conversation about we have money in our future funds account to allocate 200,000 of that towards the redo of Main Street. It's in here. We'll have to decide what that's going to go towards at this point. It's always been discussed that the bid is willing to partner with the city to do things, but it will be for add-ons, not, to pay for concrete or something like that. So the Transportation Committee's been meeting. Actually, we just came out of a meeting talking about landscaping. So once we identify what some of those areas are, we will then come back to this board to allocate that money towards the Main Street.
What's the total of that budget, or
I
that
think there's
bucket right now?
200 and it's in
We
here.
have,
It's
we
in the
have
financial.
approximately 249,000. Yeah.
Also keep in mind that I'm not saying we'll do this, but the bid has the ability, because we're a taxing authority, if we identify something that we want to definitely do, the city doesn't want to do it, but the bid truly wants to fund it, we have the ability to raise the assessment, and then the city can do a bonding issue against that assessment, and then the bid pays it off over the period of the bonding issue. I don't think anything like that has been identified at this point that I can think of. I mean, Tony and Larry,
think
you guys
so.
are, and Mark.
Let's see what we do with 200 first.
Yeah, I totally agree. But that option is out there if there's something really burning that we wanted to do. I'm not in favor of raising taxes, but if we have to, we have to.
Great.
Any questions? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion, and
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Just one quick question. We will we execute this every year, or?
Yes.
Okay, because we've got a 2018 document in here that we're working off of.
Well, no,
some
the
of it's
document,
been
the
updated.
document is 2018, because that's when it was totally agreed and signed, but then the budget changes as part of that document every year.
Right. Okay.
This is also an open forum as well, so if there's any public comment.
Oh, yeah. Anybody that's here want to talk? Nope. Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, let me get to the top. I think the next thing is Christmas decorations? No, marketing. So there was a request by Peggy to talk about marketing at the last meeting. So Peggy, I don't know if you want to kick this off or?
No, I mean, marketing is always a touchy subject here because we never really know how to identify it, and we've had different organizations come before the bid and ask for money for marketing. I just feel like next year, I just want to make sure that we are here to assist some of the businesses or all the businesses that are specifically relying on foot traffic and people coming down into the downtown, and also like signage, wayfinding signage and things like that. I just want to make sure that that is a priority for this organization for next year. That's all.
So I think, anybody else have any thoughts on that before I speak?
Well, we only meet once a month. Does it make sense to have a committee to come up with some creativity? Or not? That might meet more frequently? And you could head it.
I think I think that makes sense as we move closer to construction and have some of the I mean, we don't know exactly how the construction project's gonna get sequenced.
But April
and,
comes quick.
You know, maybe they come up with, you know, magic and they're able to do it in 3 weeks and we close down downtown for 3 weeks and we're done. But given that that's not a realistic outcome, I think we need to have a better idea of exactly how that plan is going to lay out. And yeah, I think it makes sense to have some kind of a regular, a more frequent committee dealing with that and making sure that we get press releases out and signs ordered if we find we need temporary signs in place and so on.
We've had 2 public meetings, and that seems to be the question. How are we
Yeah.
going to notify people? So it seems like we'd want to get on that pretty quick. We've talked about shuttles, signage, all that kind of stuff. It seems like a focus group.
So I don't disagree, and I think what we should do is establish a committee that has a couple people from the bid, possibly the chamber, but I also believe there's more than retail downtown. I don't believe it, I know it. And I think this committee should include a representative from restaurants, a representative from the retail world, the chamber if they want to be involved with it, building owners specifically if they're just building owners and they don't have any other stake as far as being in the building, you know, somebody that's representing them. I think we're hearing from the retailers, and I understand that, but I also feel it's our job to make sure that everybody is getting represented in that committee and in that marketing effort so that we're making it as easy as possible for everybody. And there's going to be days where it's not going to be easy for some and it's going to be easier for others. And we need to just make sure that we're covering our basis on all of that. I also believe that the marketing dollars should not go directly towards events or promotions or anything else. I think that's up to the individual retailers to do, but I do believe it should go towards signage and letting people know that, hey, everybody's still in business, we're still operational, we're still working down here. But I believe the individual businesses, be it service, restaurants, whatever, need to be addressing their own marketing.
So 100% of this budget would be informing people of 2023.
That's my opinion of
Makes
it. I'm
total
only
sense.
one.
No doubt.
Any other thoughts and any suggestions on who we could put on the committee? I know Jess has them because we already talked about it, or I can suggest it as well.
I'd be happy to go on there because it impacts residents, it impacts businesses. It's appropriate, so I'd be more than happy to serve.
So I personally would like to be a part of that. I also think that we should add somebody from the specialty shops, somebody from the Downtown Association. We need to identify somebody from the restaurants, somebody from service, and building owners who have residents that need to be addressed. So there's kind of a broad
Would
group. Now we got to find the people.
Would it be appropriate to put out a call for volunteers
Absolutely,
or
I think so.
participants as a
Yep.
I mean, you could even
press
you
release?
could even have a citizen who understands marketing and wants, loves downtown and wants to be a part of it to figure out how to get people to come downtown.
Well, so far you've got 3 bid people, so it'd be nice to get someone who's not
Correct.
enough. How do we put it out there?
Yeah, I can
Tracy
put that
or-
out there similar to how we did
Yeah.
with the bid facade grant committee and have already received some interest and others like the Downtown Association and specialty shops and chamber getting involved in something like that. So that'll be something
Is
we can
there a
do.
downtown restaurant association or a bar association or?
No, but I'm sure we can come up with somebody that wants to represent the bars,
Yep.
restaurants.
We have most, if not all of their email addresses as part of our bid email list, as well as all of their physical addresses, so we can get the word out after this meeting and do some individual outreach too, so.
Any other thoughts?
Does the daily newspaper print, don't they do like a bid update after every one of our meetings? I feel like they don't. No?
they
No.
Oh, that's just an email
Long
form?
time ago.
No,
Not
yeah.
always, but we could bring it to their
Maybe reach
attention.
out to them, yeah. Tell them that we're looking for people.
They'll print just about any press release that
Yeah.
Yeah, as
just
I say,
sends
if you
them.
write it, they'll print it. Okay, if nothing else, we can move on to item 4 and get out of here early.
Sure, this was just meant to be an update. I don't know if, Mike, you want to provide the update?
You can do the update.
Alrighty.
Well,
Well,
you've been working with them closer than I have, so.
sure. So far, the update is we're still on track for our timeline with the install. We did explore a few ideas for some new decorations, but are, sort of on hold with them at this time, with the construction and everything coming up, and our focus really there. We're kind of looking at continuing what we're doing, and then looking at maybe that RFP for next year's services. We are also looking at the cables that run overhead downtown. So that has come up as should we keep them? Should we not keep them? We need to know if they're really structurally sound. So I've been trying to find a structural engineer who is willing to look at them and provide us an estimate of what that would cost for them to actually do that research. And hopefully we'll have that for us for the next meeting. I finally have found one in Cedarburg that is willing to maybe take a look at them. But there have been a number of them who have not been interested in looking and would rather start fresh. So that's my update on the cables. I don't know if, Mike, you have further updates on other decorations.
The only thing is a tree's gonna go bigger by 6 feet. And there'll be a star on the top.
Is that going to
It's
be
right
a
there.
6 foot every year?
Yes.
No.
So eventually it'll be the tallest building in the
Well,
country?
the tree can only go to 50 feet, so.
Oh.
No, it'll take it to, I believe, 36 feet.
Which is through a donation, not through the bid funds.
Yeah, it's totally being donated. There's no bid dollars being spent on it. Any other questions on decorations?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
So the only discussion is agenda items for next meeting. If you have anything, contact Jess or I, and we'll add them on. And with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, everybody.